right. Well, you guys, welcome back. If you are new here, we are the Habit team. The Habit is a nutrition coaching company made for women by women. Our program is built for you with coaches who put your goals, lifestyle, and personality first. If you want to learn more about us, head to the episode notes or go to thehabit.com. That's habit with a Y to either request more information or book your free discovery call. Episode 13, you got Coach Zan and Coach Fairlane on the mic today. And today we're going to dive into a very, very simple tool, one that I'm sure you've been seeing all over the internet recently, but it's something that can really level up your walks. It not only can support your bone health and honestly make you just feel kind of like a badass.
Yes.
But drum roll, please, Fairlane.
Is that good? I'm terrible.
It sounded like the real deal right there.
Oh, it sounds like I'm motorboating someone.
You sound like me when I'm trying to roll my R's because I can't do it and it drives me nuts.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, now that we've left everyone on a nice little cliffhanger there.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
The simple tool that we want to bring to you is the weighted vest. And like I was saying, I'm sure you've been seeing it circulate the internet. And God, I've even been seeing like women left and right in my neighborhood walking.
Same.
Yes, it is like such a craze.
Yeah.
So when Fairlane and I were like, okay, what do we want to talk about today? I was like, oh my God. I mean, that one is just right smack dab in our face. And I think
it has
it's
been
important for women to know the benefits, but then also to know how to use it and the things to not use it for, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So pretty much, already, obviously, walking is super, super vital to your long-term health. I mean, it's one of the most underutilized form of fat burning. I mean, everyone has accessibility to it as well. And we've done an entire episode on the benefits of walking. So revert back to one of those if you want to do a full dive into it. But basically, walking, obviously, it's easy on the joints. It doesn't require a gym. Again, it's mentally refreshing, just getting outside, being in nature, and kind of just tuning out all the rest of the noise. But the way that you can level up your walks is adding in that weighted vest.
Yeah.
So, Fairlane, I know this is something you implement a lot because I always see you on your stories with your cute little daughter going for walks, and I absolutely love it. So tell me why you started really implementing it and what is one of the most important benefits behind it that you feel like women should know.
Okay, first off, quick disclaimer, I was not part of this craze because I was already using it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you were. You were ahead of the game, girl. You were actually a trendsetter.
Thank you. But I mean, you know too, Zan, you've been doing CrossFit too, or have been in that scene, and having a weighted vest is not new to us because for the certain workouts, hero WODs, particularly Murph, it is something that we utilize. And there's other hero WODs out there and workouts out there that the weighted vest is used for. And it is a nice added resistance, right, for the things that you're already doing in the gym. But I think now it has, again, kind of slowly taken the interwebs and the women everywhere, which I love, about actually using it. And I would say one of the best things for it, for me personally, is posture and bone health. And, I don't think that's the first thing that you think about when you think of weighted vests. I think a lot of people think, oh, one, it probably looks cool, which I agree. Two, some people think that maybe you'll burn more calories, and yes, you do, but it's not significantly as much as you think. But if anything, that's my main thing is because of bone health, especially as I'm getting older. Bone density, it definitely it helps with this as we age, especially postmenopause, and bone density naturally starts to decline. So adding this extra weighted, the weighted vest, added resistance, can stimulate bone growth, which could help in the future. Another thing for me that's really big too is posture and your core. I think that once you start using it, you kind of like see yourself just, having your shoulders back more and you're breathing differently because you have something on your body. And that ultimately, again, kind of just helps with core activation and like really engaging your core. So that to me are probably the main two things. There's obviously other benefits here that Zan's going to talk about, but for me personally and why I've started using it, it's those two things. How about you,
Mhm.
Zan?
Yeah. Well, first, I love that you mentioned, the weighted vest has been so prevalent in the CrossFit world,
Yeah.
but CrossFit isn't for everyone. And
Mhm.
even it's extremely intimidating to some women, which I completely understand. And so the fact that we are now normalizing the weighted vest is
Yeah. Yeah.
so important just to see, like, show you it's not intimidating, and it's not something that you have to use to level up your pull-ups or your push-ups.
Yes.
This is
Yes. Very good point.
quite literally something that any like generalized person can level up their walks.
Mhm.
And we have actually a ton of clients where their main and only form of movement is walking. And we push them, to get around anywhere between 10K steps. But then, of course, everyone's going to reach a plateau at some point. And so this is what we've been recommending to a lot of clients, just to kind of, again, level up their walking, but not necessarily feel like they have to fully dive into strength training yet or anything
Mhm.
like that. But the reason why, we push our clients, but also why it's just a benefit in my mind is because it really supports muscle activation and overall strength. So wearing a vest while walking, it'll add a gentle load, but this makes your muscles, especially your glutes, quads, core, it's going to make them work harder. So it can improve your muscle tone and strength without needing to honestly pick up a single weight. And again, that's why I love it. It is a stepping stone into potentially strength training in the
Yeah.
future, right?
Yeah.
A lot of women, again, they want to implement strength training. They understand the benefits behind it, but they may not be quite mentally there yet. And so this is a good little segue into that. But then also, we have our older demographic where, something that they once were able to do when they were younger, they can't quite do it anymore just
Mhm.
because, of the fun things of aging. And so this is also another way for them to add that load and to continue to not only keep the lean muscle on their body, but if not, become even stronger. And so that's why, in general, I love that this craze is happening because it's just normalizing it for everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, what were you going to say?
Oh, well, you were saying earlier when in your neighborhood that you see
Yes.
people walking around and like I've seen it. I see almost the same people wearing it and walking
Mm-hmm.
around. And every time I drive by, I'm just like, yes, girl. Like I'm like
Right.
high-fiving them and they don't even know it because I'm like, it is literally everywhere. And
Mhm.
the there's so many weighted vests out there, all the different kinds, and obviously the ones that, like, we use for CrossFit are, like, the tactical vest, which can look a little bit more intimidating. I've had someone ask me one time if it was, body armor or what is it? Like, the bulletproof vest, and I was like, "No, sir, it's not." Like, walking in our neighborhood is so
Yes.
random, but a lot of the ones that you can buy now on Amazon are very, like, subtle, you can't like, you won't
Mhm.
know it's a weighted vest until you actually know what a weighted vest is, so that's, like,
Mhm.
again, it's just cool to see that, and as in the age or in, like, time where there are so many different crazes and, like, quick fixes and stuff, this has been probably one of my favorite ones and, like, a real deal one.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what the coolest part is? Some of the women in my neighborhood that I'm seeing, they're pushing a stroller at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm like, yes, our postpartum mamas are
Yes.
just crushing it. And again, obviously, depending on your individual body, you may not be cleared yet from your doctor for
Mhm.
rigorous activity, but this
Yes.
is, again, something that you can do
Very
pretty
low
much.
impact.
Yes, absolutely. And getting your baby outside, enjoying the sunshine at the same time. And
Mhm.
so it's, great multitasking, so to
Yeah.
speak. And so that's been the biggest thing that I want to run up to them and be like, yes, and
Yeah,
like cheer them
exactly.
on. But, in general, whether you're doing it for strength or bone health or anything, I mean, it has so many benefits, including cardiovascular benefits.
Mhm.
More resistance obviously means more effort, and that means your heart, your lungs, they're getting a bigger workout without you having to go faster or necessarily longer. And so I know, Verlaine mentioned, yes, you're going to burn more calories. It's not as dramatic as we think, but it's still again, a
It's
great
extra.
way, yeah, to level up your walks,
Yeah.
absolutely. And truthfully, like for me, when I put on the weighted vest, I mean, it's anywhere between like what, 14 to 20
Mhm.
pounds, right?
Yeah.
And when I put it on, it's almost a reminder of like when I used to be, 40 to 50 pounds
Yeah,
overweight
that's
in
true.
college, right? But it's empowering at the same time. I'm like, I put the weight on now to level up my workout, where before the extra weight was a shame for me,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think it's also a good reminder of how far I've come because I put that weight on and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I had 30
That's
more
powerful.
pounds. It
Yeah.
is. And so that's also just another thing that I've been really loving in terms of this craze as well. So, but obviously, there's always some good do's and don'ts with any new fitness thing out there. And so we want to kind of dive into that part and make sure that you're implementing it, but in a safe way, too, of
Mhm.
course. So, what would you recommend someone who is getting that itch to try this out? What are some key recommendations at the very beginning?
Yeah, I've actually had quite a few clients that have asked me this prior and now implementing the weighted vest. And what I always tell them is, start with at least 5 to 10% of their body weight. For example, right, if you weigh 150 pounds, try a 10 to 15 pound vest. And again, like Amazon has everything you need, and you can the ones that I know that I've looked at and recommended to my clients, you can even buy, like, the extra weight as you get better and better and, like, getting used to the extra weight, and you could level up with adding in more pounds if you needed to. And making sure too that, when you put it on, you're trying it out first off. Like you're not just like going balls to the wall and like walking 5 miles out of nowhere. Take it easy, like get used to it first. Really focus on your posture, which I said earlier. Like that's one of the things that I love about it because it really does kind of almost like auto correct you with just having a tall spine and keeping your core engaged and just controlling your strides a little bit more. If you're starting out, I would say probably skip the hills unless girlfriend, unless you really want to, but that could kind of again ease into that. It will all come in time. And of course, if you have any kind of like joint issues or injuries or any kind of medical condition, definitely talk to your doc first. But I mean, for the most part, it's a safe tool to add on. I think it's just a matter of, again, like anything new you're doing, ease into it, transition into it, and don't go just balls to the wall right away.
Hmm. Absolutely. And kind of going back to what you said about maybe not implementing hills or stairs right at the beginning, think about where your level is right now in terms
Yeah.
of your fitness. If walking up hills and stairs right now is still kind of a general or a very tough effort for you at the moment, then maybe acclimate to that first before adding in the
Hmm.
weight. We don't want you to, do this and then feel defeated,
Yeah.
essentially. And
Yeah.
so we want you to implement the vest in areas that you know that you're ready to level up. And so
Yes.
again, taking that into account. I know right now, I mean, in my neighborhood, I go on this like 2 mile walk with my dog, and it's, oh my God, there's so many hills. And I still I, like, catch myself, like, breathing hard at the top
Yeah.
of the
Oh
hill,
God, yeah.
and so I'm like, "Okay, a weighted vest? I may not be ready for that," and that's just obviously, individual needs and just being
Yes.
realistic with yourself as well.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah, I thought you were gonna say were you gonna say
Oh,
something?
well, the other like, I wanted to also just put out a disclaimer too, like, what is the weighted vest not for? Because I feel like,
Yes.
yes, it's a craze, it's happening, it's real, and it is, again, one of the things that we do recommend, but we also don't want this to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna use a weighted vest and tomorrow I'm gonna look sexy." Like, it's like, I'm gonna lose X amount of weight because I wore
Mm-hmm.
a weighted vest. It is not for that. It is like anything, it's a gradual thing. It takes time. And yes, a weighted vest can support your fat loss journey, but it's not going to be like the answer to your all your challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to increase your energy expenditure, but it's not going to replace your nutrition. So let's be clear on that. And also too, like, yes, again, it's an added resistance to your body, but it's not something that is gonna get you muscle gain that you are looking for. That's gonna come from strength training. Wearing one while walking won't override poor food choices either. So don't feel like, oh, I had a donut. Sorry, Zan. That just is just an example. We all know Zan loved donuts, but it's not one of those things that you should have in your mind where I'm like, I'm gonna earn that donut because I walked with my weighted vest. Like, let's be
Mm-hmm.
clear on that, please.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's kind of going back to, I mean, we did a whole podcast on like implementing a reward system for yourself,
Mhm.
but you don't want to always reward yourself with a bad habit, right? You want to stack these habits. And that's another kind of psychological, tactic to get you to implement habits and have them stick. But this is something, like Verlaine said, you're not going to, yes, you're leveling up your walks, but it doesn't mean it's replacing your strength training
Yeah.
workouts or you're going to be burning 500 more calories and that means you can eat more during the day. I mean, just be realistic and also be educated on the benefits and the do's and the don'ts. And that's why we're bringing this episode to you, just so
Yeah.
that you understand why we push clients to do this, but also set expectations
Like,
to be realistic in terms of that.
yeah, like,
Um,
it's not a Band-Aid for inactivity. Like,
yes. Yep.
right? It's some people wear it because they think it can compensate for sedentary lifestyle. Like, okay, I'm getting 5,000 steps right now. If I add a weighted vest, then maybe I'd level it up. Like, no, like, we have to make sure that, again, like what Zan said, still set realistic expectations and also set realistic goals with adding this new
Mhm.
tool.
Mhm. And like we do with a lot of our goals with our clients is we may have one big goal that we're reaching, but that one big goal is most likely going to take a long time. And so we like to break
Mhm.
that big goal up into small mini goals. It's called shaping your goals. And it's again another psychological hack of helping you feel like you're keeping the momentum going. You feel accomplished because if you make if you reach these small goals that it's the path to this larger goal
Yeah.
and you're able to kind of check mark off like yes, I accomplished that, I hit that mini goal, I'm going to set another mini goal. Gives your brain that dopamine release that it's
Mhm.
looking for.
It's, yeah,
you know
achieving something. Yeah.
yes, achievement, satisfaction. I mean, our brains are obsessed with that. And if they start recognizing that, a certain behavior is allowing this dopamine release, your brain is going to attach to that behavior and make it
Mhm.
easier and easier for you to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like totally losing my train of thought. Where was I going with that?
I don't know, but another one that I was gonna say is please don't use it for spot training or spot toning or whatever you wanna call
Yes.
it. Like, you can't wear a vest and expect your midsections or your thighs to, like, all of a sudden just slim down, like, as
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and same with, what we say with just fat loss in general. It's systematic, it's not localized, and the vest is not gonna directly turn your body in, like, to a fat burning machine. So,
Yes,
again,
absolutely.
and that's probably another one of those things of, just, again, be realistic.
Yeah. Okay, I remember what I was trying to do or what I was getting to. So, when I was saying shaping your goals, creating mini
Yeah.
goals of your overall big goal. So, let's say, a client wants to start adding in the weighted vest. Her overall goal is to reach 5 miles, being able to wear the vest the entire time without taking it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to shape that goal because you're not gonna be able to all of a sudden tomorrow just throw that vest on and hit those 5 miles. You set that goal, right? And it's a little bit too high achieving to start. And then if you don't do it, you are going to kind of, feel down on yourself and feel like you failed
Feel
at
defeated.
that.
Yeah.
And so how to add this in by small little increments. I mean, I would recommend, use the vest 1 to 2 walks a week at first. So if you are walking every single day, maybe just adding it in 1 to 2 times. Then, when you're adding it in, really assess how you're feeling and your capability. And maybe it's a matter of, okay, during these walks, I only wear it for the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If I usually go for an hour walk, I'm going to do 10 to 15 minutes with the vest and then I'm going to take it off. Well, obviously you'll still have to carry it, but maybe just have a stroller nearby or something and throw it on the stroller. But, just you get what I'm saying. Just kind of.
Well, if you're on a walking pad, then it'll make sense.
That's true. That one too.
Yeah.
Yes, you could just throw that baby off.
Exactly. Yep.
And then, going back to the whole habit stacking thing that I mentioned not long ago was, making sure implement it during an already established habit in your routine. So for instance, if you do know that no matter what, you go on your walks and you listen to your favorite podcast, I mean, how easy is it to just be able to implement the vest? That's called habit stacking. You're adding in something to something that's already ingrained into your routine. And so, I mean, even, I don't know if you'd feel silly or not, but even if you go grocery shopping, I mean, grocery shopping takes me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Freaking go in that grocery store with the weighted vest on. Who cares, But that'll, kind of give you that little oomph without feeling like you have to automatically throw it on for an entire hour because that might be a little too daunting. So just
You can even
baby
try
steps.
if you're cleaning the house or cooking and just being in the house, just get used to it. So, 20, 30 minutes here and there throughout the day can also give you one just confidence boost. You're in your own private home and feeling, in your feels. And then once you're ready, take it out to the world.
Yes, absolutely. God, thank God you're on this episode because my ideas are just going out the window right now. I don't know why. You're here.
I got you.
Yes.
This
thank
is why you need to
Fairlane.
take creatine, Zan. Jesus.
My brain, it's deteriorating. Which, yes, another thing, creatine. Listen to our episode on that one as well. But no,
Right.
I mean, those are the two crazes right now, right? It's creatine and
for
this
sure.
weighted vest. And oh my God, it is a recipe for success for all of our clients. And
Actually, that is exactly
Right?
what it is. It is,
I
yeah.
know.
I want that cocktail.
The only cocktail you drink,
This is true too.
Yes. Okay, well, we knew this episode was going to be short and sweet. And so
Yes.
we hope that you understand the benefits, the do's, the don'ts, how to implement it safely and, small little increments at that as well. And then setting realistic expectations in general. So other than that, Fairlane, is there anything else that you want to add? Little cherry on top with everything that we've been talking about.
I guess the only thing I would add on to this is if you are newly postpartum, throw your baby on you. And that is
yes.
alone already a weighted vest option, and you don't have to buy anything. I'm sure you have the baby carrier. Put it on you, and, that's your start right there.
Absolutely. And just remember, weighted vests aren't just for bodybuilders or CrossFitters or boot camps and things. They are a simple, powerful tool that can help support your strength, heart health, metabolism, and bones. And so there's really no reason not to try it at this point. So we are going to leave you with that.
Our next photo
yes.
shoot will be the Habit girls wearing weighted vests.
Yes.
Done.
Yes. And I'm going to get a habit patch to put on
Oh, okay. Sold.
Sold.
Actually, that's a really good idea. We should have a patch anyways.
We're going to. Coming soon.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we will
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.